Cannot see anybody else. I would not force you because usually whenever I'm in the meeting, I also just stop the camera since I'm busy. Okay,
Shweta
great.
will introduce you. Let's
Yes.
invite you as a speaker. Would love to introduce you.
Very good
So,
evening, everyone. A very warm welcome for all of you for Tuesday Learnings, to IAM Tuesday Learnings. First of all, thank you for all being present here. And today we have a very special guest and a very special topic that we have decided for you. And let me give a little, like you've all seen the poster, you've all come with some kind of curiosity, right? So as a trainer, when we first get our certifications, there's something that it's just a basic thing that we do, right? So once we are certified, we are good to go. It's not like that. It's just the beginning. It's just the very beginning. There are a lot of challenges that's involved and a lot of roadblocks to overcome. And getting training opportunities is one of the biggest of them all. And trust me, I've experienced this as a trainer myself. And I'm sure all the trainers who have been certified, who are just starting out or beginning, will go through this. There's no other way around this. Okay. So we have Shweta here. Very warm welcome to you, Shweta. We have Shweta Jaychandra, who's a certified expert in verbal and soft skills training, and who's also a POSH certified trainer. She helps organizations impact, create and foster a very safe and inclusive environment for all the staff members. And with a background from IBM, with a background in management, she brings her real world corporate experiences to create an impact and relevance in current industry. And Shweta brings today a very interesting training that is talking about training opportunities, how to crack them, how to create an impact, how to network, and all of that. So she's here to talk to us about how to design an impactful training session and also develop the right kind of content to create, and also to ask the set questions and expected questions that would really create an impact in the audience. So over to you, Shweta. We are very, very eager and we are here happy to hear your insights. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Aparna. That was a wonderful introduction. Okay, great.
Thank
If you all can start your camera, that's great. Even if you don't want to, no problem. I just hope that everybody is listening. Yeah. So, okay. So just to give you my introduction, first of all, thank you very much. I am extremely honored here to be a part of this IAM group. Yeah, it's like a family. We have so many groups, and thanks to Mr. Elvis who has created this group. And first of all, I would like to thank Renu and Salam sir. They are the one who actually pinged me. Can you please take a session? I'm like, my God, such a great responsibility. Believe me, I spent my weekend just designing so that you're all like experts, and training experts like you. It's like a big responsibility for me, right? So I took a lot of time. I have made an idea. So I want this session to be interactive because if I just go on and on and on, it will be very boring. Yeah. So I want the session to be interactive. Please give your thoughts, your idea as well. Okay. And as you all know, well, I'm from Bangalore. I have done my engineering and masters, and I worked in IBM company for quite some time. I quit as a manager. So now I have taken a passion of being a trainer. So as Aparna mentioned, I'm a soft skill and a verbal trainer. I'm also a certified POSH trainer from B Legal. Okay. And mostly I'm associated with colleges. I'm doing few corporates here and there, but my main agenda is to get into corporates fully. Okay. I can see a lot of familiar faces and names here. So how I would like to start this session is like, you guys would have seen, in our IAM group, we have a lot of discussions about sharing our knowledge, opportunities. So a couple of times I had shared this message, we have verbal requirement. So a lot of people actually message me, what is this verbal? Yeah. So when we say verbal, we have different types of communication, right? I'm sure you all have learned passive communication, aggressive communication, assertive communication. The same way we have verbal communication, non-verbal communication. We tell everyone verbal is like what you speak, non-verbal is like body language. Okay. So today I'm actually an expert in handling verbal ability for college students, guys. So yeah. So anybody here who are like verbal trainers, please stop me and give me your ideas, thoughts, feedback, and all that. Okay. So how I would like to explain this topic is that first of all, most of the college students who want to get into corporate world, MNCs, they have campus interviews, off campus interview. Usually what happens when they apply for a job, first test would be an aptitude test, more of maths and logical reasoning and all that. Next comes the verbal test. When I say verbal, that means an English test, a basic English test. And then when they clear these basic rounds, only then they get into the group discussion, and next the technical round or operations round or the personal interview round. So most of the companies, guys, I know this is live on YouTube. Most of the companies, if you take up TCS, HP, Infosys, many companies, when you guys get time, please go to Google and check the verbal ability test by these specific companies. They all give an English test. Any candidate who wants to get that good package, they have to write the verbal ability test. So this is like more of students getting into corporate. Now coming to you, I'm sure you all know about IELTS exam, GRE, SAT, TOEFL. That's also an English test. And if you guys know about people who want to get into Army, Navy, Air Force, people who are from soldiers to they want to get to be an army officer, they also have an English test. Yeah. I have trained a few people there, but I'm not an expert there. So today's session will be more of people who want to do verbal ability test, mostly for college students. In corporates, also it happens. Spoken English classes, it happens in corporates. But verbal ability test is basically for students who want to get into an MNC. Why MNCs are giving verbal ability English test? They're hiring an engineer, they're hiring a BCA, BA, BBM, BCom students. They want somebody who has a good, thorough knowledge of grammar. If I want to check somebody's communication skills, I can check in group discussion. I can check in personal interview round. But why are they giving an English test? Because when there is an email from a client, especially from a UK or a Norway or whatever US client, these candidates have to reply to the email. There are a lot of WhatsApp groups, Slack groups, Telegram groups, right? People have to reply. Believe me, I've been coordinating with a lot of managers, my corporate experience. There are people who make a lot of mistakes in emails. They don't understand what the mail says. This is why we conduct this verbal ability test to check these students, the candidates' grammar knowledge. So whenever I get requirements, I ask people, hey, what, do you want to do verbal training? Many are like, what is verbal? Right? So when I explain them, hey, this is what verbal is, I'll be explaining everyone about this. Then they're like, okay. But believe me, many of them do not like to get into that grammar level and teach grammar. Some trainers don't enjoy verbal. I know that. They really enjoy doing some soft skills and time management, teamwork, games and activities and all that. But guys, when it comes to verbal, you need to have a passion of that grammar basic. You cannot make a mistake. You as a trainer cannot say, oh, she doesn't have. You cannot make silly mistakes there. Very important, because you are training the students. Students might ask you any question. There are students who ask, ma'am, you is a singular. Why it is you are? Why it's plural? Why it is not you is? Sometimes we are unable to answer their questions. Whenever we talk to people, we also make basic mistakes. So when you really want to be a verbal trainer, you need to have a passion of that basic grammar. You need to enjoy your session, guys. Do you know the reason why? When you do a soft skill training, people enjoy doing that drama, doing that activities and games. When it's verbal, they need to sit and listen to you. They need to solve the problems. They will get bored. You also get bored sometimes. Believe me, you also get bored. So you need to make sure that you explain the concept so easily. Sometimes make teams, make it like a quiz, make it like a competition. It depends on the trainer how you get hold of the class. Very important. This is all about verbal. I'll tell you in detail what all verbal topics come and how you can design an activity. And guys, even after the session, I'm always there to guide you. Any topic, any doubts, any questions, you all have my phone number. Yeah, feel free to message me and I'll definitely call you back. And if you get an opportunity, how to go ahead with that particular topic. Most of the times, the company or the vendors, they give you the questions, they give you the topics. When they don't give you that time, you need to set up questions. You always have a lot of websites. If you go to Google, you have so many famous websites which have these questions. And even if you go to AI, Chat GPT, Gemini, you will get good questions. Usually, these questions are mix of basic, average, and difficult one. Just like any other competitive exam, these are mix of everything. I hope till now it's clear. Anyone has any doubts, please feel free to stop me or even just put a message in the group. I'll be able to guide you. Okay. First thing is that, yes. Okay. So I hope everybody is able to see the screen. Great. Okay. Yeah. Wonderful. First of all, what is this verbal ability test? It's all about, as I mentioned, it's about English grammar. You need to be good in that. What is that you need to be good at? Parts of speech. Can somebody tell me how many parts of speeches are there?
8.
7. Thank you. And please do not think that I'm testing you. I'm learning from you. You're learning from me as well. I'm not an expert. I've not even done my PhD in English. Yes, but I love this language. I love languages. Very nice. 8 part of speech. Sometimes you might have to train on this part of speech. You might have to set up questions and quiz on this part of speech. 8 part of speech: nouns, pronouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives, interjections. What else? Prepositions, conjunctions. Perfect. Very good. Parts of speech. Main thing. You need to know this. You need to know this because in verbal ability, they give questions as part of speech. Can you believe? We need to go back to school. You need to go back to our first, second, third, fourth, fifth standard, whatever it is. We learned all this that time. We need to know this. Next one, coming to subject verb agreement. Very important. Guys, you go to YouTube, you go to Google, you have all the subject verb agreement rules. If somebody has good English grammar books, you can see the Renan Martin books. There are a lot of grammar books. Subject verb agreement, very important. A simple question to everyone. Let me tell you a statement. Please let me know if it's correct or wrong. One of my relative is busy today. Is it right? Or did I do
wrong.
Something? Yes, it's wrong. Why is it
One
wrong?
One of my relatives.
Superb. Thank you very much. Exactly. Believe me, I'm sorry to say this. I've seen people professional making this mistake. It's like one of my relatives, itna sara relatives me, right? One of my neighbors, one of my friends. So there are a lot of rules. I'll give you one more example. Everyone are busy now. Is it correct?
Everyone is busy.
Perfect. Yes. Perfect. Whenever I use words like everyone, no one, someone, right? We need to use singular, is or was. We never use are or were, plural. That's wrong. You would have seen people using that. It's incorrect. So there are subject verb agreement rules and regulations that you need to know. You need to know the grammar exceptions. Subject tenses. We have this present, past, and future tense. But in that, again, we have simple present continuous, present perfect continuous. There are different types of tenses. As a trainer, you need to have this basic knowledge. Thank you very much, Preeti. Preeti clearly mentioned verb should match the subject in number and person. Exactly. Yes. Lot of people would have studied from vernacular medium, Tamil, Kannada medium, Hindi medium. They make mistakes. They do make mistakes. They get a good package. They're good in coding. They're good in Excel. They're good in PPT. They're good in Word. They're good in finance. They're excellent. But unfortunate situations, yes.
Shweta, I have one question here.
Yes, Nutan.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I could not stop myself. While preparing my lesson in subject verb agreement last to last day, I had to present somewhere. I never understood this rule. Singular verb will carry singular subject. Okay. Now, what was my understanding that singular subject we know, he, she, it. These are singular subjects. Okay.
Correct.
But I always felt singular means maybe I would not be taking it rightly, but somewhere subconsciously I made it in my mind that singular verb is when we don't use S. But in grammar, singular verb is that carries S with it. So what is the meaning of that S in that?
Exactly. She does. Yes. Somebody stop.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Shilpa here.
Yes, Shilpa.
Yeah. So basically it is first person, second person, third person. When first and second person are talking about third person, it is always S with the verb. I am, you are, you can say he does. So that S is needs. He needs means he does need. So that S is for that does. I do, you do, but he does. So he does means he does need. You can say he does need it, or you can say he needs it. So that does need is equal to needs.
May
Very
I
well
just
explained.
give something very simple answer over here for the S, Nutan? Apart from nouns in English, the verbs also take on a plural form. The relation is whenever the subject is singular, the verb will become plural. The second rule is whenever we are stating facts, which is true. For example, the sun rises in the east. He jogs every day. She jogs every day. She talks too fast. So she with a singular subject verb agreement where you're trying to talk facts or an activity which is true for over a period of time, automatically the verb will become plural. But the rule is the subject should be singular. All right. Now, do is a supporting verb. So, do. Sometimes we make sentences where the supporting verb comes followed by the main verb. In that scenario, it is the supporting verb that takes on the role of plural verb. So, do becomes does. So, do, because do is also a supporting action verb. I want to do it. He does it. So he, I want to do it. With me, it will be singular because I'm talking about myself. And as Shilpa said, the three-party rule also applies. That's the third rule where you will be having your verb as plural. And that particular rule is when you're talking about someone else. That is the third party. So in a direct conversation, supposing you and I are talking, we will never be finding verbs, or we will never turn the verbs into plural. But if we are talking about, let's say, Shweta, then Shweta goes to market every day. Go will become goes. Shweta does a lot of training. Do will become does. Because Nutan and I, we are talking about Shweta, who is the third party or a third person, or a person who is not present among us physically, but in a conversation. Then we will be turning it into an S. So there are 3 to 4 rules that are applicable in changing the subject verb agreement where the verb becomes plural. It is easy if you realize that even verbs and nouns are the only factors in your grammar that takes on a plural form. Thank you, and sorry, I think Shweta, this is all yours.
No, Kalpana, thank you very much, guys. Believe me, it's like a big debate, because English grammar is not that easy. Yeah, and there's a lot of always arguments. And really, thank you very much, Kalpana. Please don't be sorry, but guys, anyone can pitch in because a lot of things, it makes my job easier today. So, Nutan, I hope you understood. Yes. So, I do, you do, we do, they do. Third person is like S. She does, he does, Ramesh does. Ramesh dances, the child dances, she goes, right? So that's why singular means when I say orange, we say oranges, apple, apples. S is added there, it's a plural. But here it takes a singular only. When S is added, it is singular person. She does, Chaitra does, she cries, she sings. So singular verb, I'm talking about one person, it follows that S there. Did you get the point? I know these rules are a little confusing, because you know what? You don't go as per the rule. You understand the examples and sentences and you train them in the way you speak. That is why they come to you. Why can't people learn from YouTube and Google and grammar books? They don't understand. They want somebody to explain them. So, Nutan, you go ahead with the examples and you explain them in a simple way. That's what I say. What you said, that singular, you can see the chat box. A lot of trainers have put, different ideas there. Yeah. So, Nutan, are you clear with this? Or maybe, we can probably connect someday, all of us, and really do some grammar sessions. Yeah. I think we all will help each other.
Just one last query over this point only, because I faced one failure just because of my answer in one of the interviews. Though I know that whenever I use it rightly in my speaking, she speaks, he speaks, they speak. Okay.
Yeah.
But when the interviewer asked me, okay, what verb we will use with singular subject? Okay. So I answered with singular subject, we use the verb with s or es, that is considered plural verb. So he said, are you sure that with singular subject we use plural verb? Because subconsciously it was settled in my mind that if we use s or es, that is a plural verb. But I was using it correctly in the sentence. But there was a dispute over this matter that singular subject will be added with singular verb only, and singular verb in their context was
Yeah. S. Yes.
only made me confused. What is the right way to speak?
Exactly. Exactly. What you said is correct. Their meaning is like singular subject, singular verb. So when I say singular verb is like S. That's how it is.
Okay.
Right? Maybe
Can
that
I
was
add something here, Shweta and Nutan?
yes.
Yes, please.
So I think I'm trying to understand what difficulty you faced there in the interview. So when you said singular subject and singular verb, and s is added or es is added, and there was still something disputed, or there was a disagreement on that. Let me add one point here. When you use I, that is first person singular, let's take an example with some verb, some random verb you give. Nutan, you can give some random verb. I dash.
Okay.
She's asking you.
Pick up some verb. Give me some verb.
I dance.
I dash.
I
I
dance.
dance. Okay. So not danced. We are not talking about past tense. I dance every day, for example. I dance every day. So when you're saying dance, you're not adding S and ES. And
Yes.
I is still singular. I is still singular. Okay. But when you are using she or he or it, you would say he dances, she dances, it dances. If you're referring to some non-living thing like a dancing doll, it dances. So with he, she, it, all these three are singular, but they are third person, you're using s. Okay, but you're not using s with s or es with I, and so goes this thing with you also. You dance, right? You don't say you dances. I don't say I dances. I say I dance, you dance. But when he, she, it, then you say dance or dances. What is correct one here there?
So,
He, she, it.
okay, in this manner, if I say this pen, okay,
Mm-hmm.
this pen writes. Now I'm not talking about any third person or third kind of a pen. The pen is in front of me. This pen.
Hmm.
So here, why with this pen I use writes?
So that's what, Nutan, this pen, if it is, you're saying this is not third person, it is third person. It is still called third person, even if you're using the word this. This is only demonstrating it. You're showing what is near you, in front of you. It is still considered third person singular.
Okay, one last query. With some
Hmm.
verbs, S. With some verbs, we use ES. So what is the criteria,
Yes.
Shweta and
Okay.
Preeti, both of you? If anyone can.
Okay. Whoever wants to answer, but I'm ready with the answer.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
please go ahead. Looks like you're all experts. Go ahead, please. Yeah.
So Nutan, es is added primarily to those verbs which end in vowel sounds.
Yeah.
Oh,
For example, go, okay, come, 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 ending is e. Go, ending is o. Same goes for do. So you pick up any verb which ends in o, there we add es, and to the verbs which end in consonants, we add s.
wonderful. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Okay.
Thanks, Preeti. That was amazing.
I really like to see your video. If you can open.
Excellent. Believe me, guys, it's like, yeah, you know what? It's so interesting. And these minute details, we never focused. We just studied English. We speak good English. You know,
And this-
when people ask us questions, we don't have answers sometimes. And it's really, thank you very much. You know, the way Preeti explained was so simple and understanding. Thank you. I think this is just a beginning. We have a lot to discuss. Sorry? Okay. Wonderful. So coming to prepositions, there will be some questions with prepositions also. Sometimes people don't understand what is beneath, underneath, among, between, in, on, at, into, onto. right? There's so many prepositions, just not common prepositions. People make mistakes here also. Conjunctions, there are a lot of conjunctions, transition words, linking words, cohesive devices, articles, and the. When should they use and the? So, I'll show you the questions also. So, how to fill it up and all that. Pronouns, she, he, it, whatever. Active, passive voice. In my experience, I take online sessions. I am tied up with a company. I train doctors, engineers, farmers, housewives, everyone, almost pan India. I don't know, whenever I've trained active passive voice, people get panic and they get scared. So I tell them it's okay, don't use passive voice, you just use active voice. It has a lot of rules, guys. Active passive voice. When you get time, please go ahead, because even one day, I think the time won't be enough if you start getting into minute details. This is just a basic of what I've started. The real verbal ability test is totally different, actually. So active passive voice, every tense has its own rules. If I say she reads novels, novel is read by her. She's reading novel, a novel is being read by her. She has read a novel has been read by her. She read a novel was read by her. So there are a lot of different rules for active passive voice. Even after you don't, some people don't understand. I usually tell them to go to some YouTube channels where a lot of people from Hindi to English, Kannada to English, Telugu to English, they've explained it very nicely for 4-5 hours together. Okay. Direct indirect speech, people get confused. Yesterday, tomorrow, now, then, how it changes. Direct indirect speech is also part of the question papers. Common grammatical errors as well. Okay, so this is the main thing. And yeah, just give me a minute. Okay, going to the next one. Synonyms, antonyms is also part of the question paper, guys, where vocabulary building, they need to understand. When I just say procrastinate, what's the meaning of procrastinate?
Postpone.
Exactly. Some of them know, some of them do not know about it. Synonyms, antonyms, opposite words. Sometimes it could be easy, sometimes it could be very difficult. When you actually get into the competitive exams level, maybe CAT, MAT would be more difficult. The IT, IIM question papers and all, it would be very difficult. Yes. Thank you. Vishal has actually given the rules of conversion from active passive. And sometimes it's very easy to train people drawing on the table. Verbal trainers, mostly I've not seen them using PPTs, but if you make PPTs, it's great. Or else we use it just a chalk or a marker and make a board, make a table and explain them for the active passive voice rules. Synonyms, antonyms, yes. Word roots, prefix and suffix. Can somebody I don't know if you have this knowledge of root words, Greek words. You know what? A lot of English words derived from Sanskrit and Dravidian languages from Greek and Latin. Can somebody give me an example of a root word?
Root words. Yes, I can give.
Yeah.
Just last day only I read it.
Nice.
Okay, so root words, basically, before example, I would like to clarify the words which are not, which are used with prefix and suffix later, but they have their own meaning without using prefix and suffix. These are root words, right?
Guys, why we teach these root words? To make the people actually understand this. Guys, don't worry, you need any PPT, you need any document, it's there with me, I'll share it with you. Not to worry at all. Okay, why do we teach? Let's see, there is no question paper with Greek and Latin root words. Example, when somebody is working on a synonym antonym, they do not know the meaning, they can decode the word, they can understand by root word. When I say astro, it's a Greek word. What is the meaning of astro, guys? What's astro? It's star. Any word with star, like astronomy, astrophysics, astronaut, it means it means like star. When I say bio, it's a Greek word. Again, what does bio mean? Life, right? Biology, biography, biodegradable. Why are we teaching these root words to students? Because when they get synonyms and antonyms, they get some word. Okay, they should be able to guess within the MCQs. Guys, most of the verbal ability question paper has MCQs. Okay. So if I just say chronology, chronic, synchronized, whatever, it's more of like time. This is the basic fundamentals as Preeti says, right? This is why we teach the root words. When I say geo, it's earth, geography, geology, geothermal, whatever. Hydro, it's more of like water, hydration, hydroelectric, hydrant. Yeah. So when you teach this, it's a basic rules wherein they will be able to, I would not say all the words, they would be able to connect and they would enjoy. They have learned something new, right? We can see a list of a few words that I've mentioned here. Yeah. Okay. Next, coming to prefix and suffix. Anything with u and un, opposite, unhappy, uncertain, unfair. I know it's a negative word. When I say rewrite, rebuild, recycle, I'm doing it again. So when I say pre, they get a word and they don't know what it is. Oh, they know it's pre, that means something before. It's easy for them to tick that answer. This is just a tips that you're giving. As a trainer, you need to understand a lot of tips and tricks to give it to the student. This is very important. Suffix, when I say full, it's completely joyful, helpful, hopeful, whatever. Less, without that. Hopeless, fearless, priceless, right? So these are the prefix and suffix that we can actually use it. Okay, next one. Coming to homonyms, homophones. Homograms also. Does anybody remember what is this homonyms?
With the same pronunciation but different in spelling.
It's the same spelling, same pronunciation, but different meaning.
Different meanings, yeah.
When I say bat, it's a bat, the bird, bat which is used in cricket. When I say bank, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, it also can be River Ganga Bank. Got it? So these type of questions, it's fun. You know what? You make it more interesting. You tell them, okay, I'll give you 5 words. You come on, you come up with nice 5 words. You make teams and you should see that fight and competition and fun that they have. Yeah. Homophones. Same sound, but they have different spellings and meanings here. What I do is I give them words. I tell them, okay, use all the 3 words and make one sentence. You should see the fun that they get. Yeah. So can somebody try? And you know what I do? I make teams. I tell them who gives me the first answer, they get the highest points. That's how you have to create interest in that verbal training, or else, believe me, guys, it would be very boring. Can somebody try? Can somebody pick up any 2 words or 3 words here, and you need to make one sentence using all the words. Come on. Yeah.
Can you give us the word in chat?
Okay. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Okay. So 2. And okay. Wow, that was very nice. Anila has mentioned watch the watch. Nice. Yeah. Can somebody try this 2, or there? Sorry to say, I've seen a lot of working professionals making mistake in there and there. Right? So peace. This is just few examples I've taken. There are many, guys. There are many on internet. You can check. And Kalpana has nicely mentioned, I watched the watch as it ticked away. I knew the night would need the dough for the new bread. Crazy. Nice. Yeah. So my son was sitting under the sun and watching the sunlight, whatever it is. Okay. These are the homophones. Now coming to homographs. They have the same spelling but different meanings. They need not have the same pronunciation. Wind and wind. Wind is blowing. I need to wind up the session. Got it? Object and object. Oh, I like this object. I want to buy this. I object, my lord. Got it? So this is like homograph. These are the basics thing that you need to know as a trainer. Okay, next one. Coming to idioms. Guys, I have always seen in question papers, idioms are very important. Especially when you talk to the foreign clients, they will use idioms. I train few IT engineers. They come back and tell me that, you know what? My client told me this. My boss told me this. My boss is like Shashi Tharoor. I need to have a Google and check what he talks. And I've seen a lot of people saying that my friends speak superb English, advanced English. I want to be like that person. So very important for us to, to know like the idioms. Very important. Some students have actually asked me, ma'am, why ma'am idioms? Why can't I speak simple English? I don't know. At that minute, I didn't know what to answer, right? So people will come up with all crazy things. And every question paper of any MNC corporate, guys, I've seen this idioms question. So what are these idioms? They are nothing but the phrases, expressions, right? They have a figurative meaning. They actually, literally, they do not mean that. Okay. And yes. So, business idioms like cut corners, you need to tell them. You need to tell them in which situation they will use it, guys. If you just tell them an idiom, they might not remember. Common ones like once in a blue moon, on cloud 9 and all, they might remember. But you need to tell them, hey, imagine you're a manager and you are actually working on a project, you need to tell them that, you know what, I don't want to cut corners, guys. So the company tried to cut corners by using cheaper materials, but it backfired. Guys, your students have to remember you like forever. Okay, I learned from this, ma'am. Believe me, I met some students, they told me, ma'am, you taught me this idiom and I got that in my placement question paper. Thank you, ma'am. Because why? Because I go back to the websites, Google, and check what are the common questions given in most corporate companies. This is what your expertise is. That's it. Cut corners, color idioms. I'm feeling blue. I'm feeling sad. I'm green with envy. I'm very jealous. Under the weather, you would have seen a lot of corporate employees mentioning in the mail, I'm under the weather. I'm unable to come to office. Instead of saying all the time, I'm feeling ill, I'm feeling sick, I'm feeling unwell, guys, start using under the weather. And I've seen my students started using it. So nature idioms, animal idioms. Don't let the cat out of the bag. Don't reveal my secret. Food idioms. It's a piece of cake for me. Time idioms, body idioms. You know what? It's not like you just give one idiom. You need to give them that one sample of everything. Sports idiom, travel idioms, right? So only then they'll be able to understand. Okay. Next, coming to phrasal verbs. Very important. In one of the interviews, guys, I also take interviews sometime, and I asked someone, hey, where are you put up? And the person is like, what should I put? And he was actually confused, guys, because some of our wonderful students come from a rural background or whatever it is. They would have studied in vernacular medium. They don't have that environment. They would have got a very good CGPA, very good in coding and all that. But when it comes to English, they're really not good. In interview, when we ask them, are you willing to relocate? Sometimes people don't understand. So that time in the trainings, you need to tell them phrasal verbs are very important. Put back, please put back the books. Put down, she tried to put me down. Look at that, one word has so many words. Put on, please put on your jacket. Put off, they put off the meeting. Because in office, they might say, hey, meeting has been called off. No call, meeting has been cancelled. Got my point? So again, this is very big. Where are you put up? I'm put up with. I can't put up with the noise anymore. Put out. Please put out the campfire. Put in. Please put in a lot of effort. Put together. Did you see here? Just one word has so many phrases. This is just put I've taken. The same way, look up. Look up, look into, look after, look forward, look out. Same thing with backup. I have a backup plan. I'm backing out of this, training. Back down, back off. This is just sample I've given, guys. You need to go find out prepositional phrases. You need to know this. You know what? These are some tips. These are all the basic tips. You can give it in the training for 5 or 10 minutes. Students will remember you. It's not that you're going to do active passive voice and we just do that and come back. In between, you tell all this, student will be like, wow, man, I need to learn a lot of things. This is really going to take me a long way. This is what you need to do. Turn up, turn down, run out of. We ran out of milk. I ran into her, we say. That means I met her. Catch up. Let's catch up, man. So give them all the Gen Z slangs, what is actually happening. For that, we need to be updated. Every day, words are getting updated in dictionary. Ayo, a South Indian word is in dictionary. Coolie is also part of dictionary portal. Crazy things. Believe me, whenever I go to these top colleges, the way the students talk, I only feel what are they even talking. So very important for it to do that. Collocations. Anybody knows what are collocations? Collocations are like group of words that we usually speak. Example, see, I say strong coffee. I don't say powerful coffee. It's heavy rain, we say. I don't say strong rain, right? So collocations, guys, don't you worry. If anybody wants this entire document, I'll send it to you. Okay. And I'll send out the PPT as well. Not to worry at all. So heavy rains, we say. I say speak fluently, right? So these are the collocations. That is, yes, as Preeti says, words which is usually used together. Very important. These basic collocations. Okay.
I make a note of this.
Yes, exactly. Nice. Please make a note of it. Yeah.
In the morning.
Making bed, doing the dishes. Exactly. These are the collocations. Very important. Okay, guys, this was just a basic as a trainer that you need to know. Now comes the real part. What is the actual question papers given for MNCs for students? First thing is a reading comprehension, a paragraph comprehension. It's not like school. In school, we had a passage. We go and read the questions and easy to find out. Believe me, in corporate placements, the reading comprehension, the questions, you need to, you would have seen that IELTS reading material. It's really very difficult to go and locate. You need to know a lot of vocabulary words. Very important.
I want to say here, I want to share one good thing here. I cleared my IELTS exam in 2019 and I scored 9 out of 9 in reading.
My God. Amazing, Nutan.
I was surprised. I worked a lot on reading. Actually, in my practice test, I used to achieve only four bands. I was very poor in reading, very poor. And I was so much into stress because of that. Because of that only, I worked a lot on reading. And I scored 9 out of 9.
Amazing. Is there any tips that you would like to share? What made you actually, get that good score?
Yes, I can share one tip. In IELTS exam, especially the question that is based on matching the headings. Okay. Students get stuck most of the time in that kind of question. So there is a simple trick to solve this question. We need to read first and last line of the paragraph. The passage is divided into small paragraphs and we need to read first and last line. And you are definitely going to get the answer of the heading match with the first and the last line. So I use this trick. And maybe I scored maximum marks in the matching heading questions only. That's why.
Very good. Anybody else who wants to share any tips, please feel free to do that. Stop me or put in the chat box. Very nice. Thank you very much, Nutan. Amazing job. Guys, read the passage. You know, recently one of the corporates had given a long passage. And guys, you know, in verbal ability test, aptitude test and all, guys, usually it will be just 45 minutes and you have some 30, 40 questions or 70 questions. Time management, very important. A person cannot sit and read the entire passage, take half an hour. No. You need to tell the students to solve more question papers. What you're training, you go and train for 2 hours, 3 hours. That's it. Yes, Kalpana.
There is one trick I had utilized, and that trick for IELTS and TOEFL when I was teaching the students was read the questions first, because this is not a memorizing, it's not a subject. It is not going to come later as a question paper. Read the text, find out the keywords or understand the question, go then to the passage and pick up your answers. Another thing about these tests are they always go in chronological order, right? So the first question is immediately, or the answer of the first question, you'll find it in the first paragraph, the first 3 to 5 lines. So the minute you start reading the question, understand what is it that they want you to answer, then go pick up the answer, write it down, then come down to the second question. That helps them save a lot of time. Like, instead of reading it first, trying to make head and tail of it and wonder what is it, understanding the whole passage, a lot of time is lost. So this trick has helped my students a lot, especially in IELTS and TOEFL, because I just tell them, you don't have to memorize it, right? You just have to showcase your ability of what do I put it, grasping power. What is your grasping power as you read it? That is what they're trying to concentrate on when it comes down to reading.
Perfect, Kalpana. Thank you for sharing this. Believe me, whenever I do, right now for this entire month, I'm actually training few top colleges in Bangalore and I'm doing the same topic. This was the best tip. Guys, as a trainer, you can't just, like, Nutan has already taken the test and Kalpana has the tips. We need to give those tips and tricks to students, not just doing it. They need to get the result out of it. This is the best tip I've ever seen. I tell the same thing to my students. Guys, read out the questions first. It makes your life so simple. It makes your things very easy. Yeah. And even we can see here, Preeti has actually clearly mentioned something that, yes, you need to scan. You need to scan the questions, right? So first thing is that you have a passage and you try to read the questions first. It will be easy for you to locate the answer, right? So here I've just taken one example. So there's something called, skimming and scanning, speed reading techniques. Guys, whenever you train the students now, always give them a basic knowledge of LSRW, listening. They simply cannot, just solve the question paper, get a job and proceed. Listening, they listen. They need to listen to the movies, news channels, podcasts, whatever it is, reading. Many people tell me I get bored of reading, ma'am. Read whatever you want. You want to read gossip, you just read it, but read something in life. Writing. Believe me, I have trained farmers who are like on zero, and I made them write 2 sentences every day, and I trained them in 1 year. I've trained homemakers who go to PTMs to school. They talk to the teachers. They go to their husband's friend's party, and all the ladies are talking in English. They want to talk. We have trained all these people. Very important: listening, speaking, reading, writing. Give them the tips. People will tell you, ma'am, nobody is there to speak English, ma'am. My environment is not there. Go to Telegram app. There are so many Telegram groups. Do you know English speaking groups? You type it, you get wonderful groups. Especially I've seen a lot of youngsters getting in over pan India and speaking English. Go to Play Store, Discord app. So many apps are there. Motivate people to get together and learn. That's when we finish training, believe me, a lot of people come back behind us. Ma'am, I want to improve my communication. Ma'am, something that you said, thank you. Ma'am, first time I tried this. This is the inspiration that we actually do. So tell them speed reading text techniques, skimming and scanning is very important. As clearly Kalpana mentioned, reading that first and, as Nutan also mentioned, first and last sentence of each paragraph. Reading comprehension can be informative, scientific, can be fictitious, can be any kind of passages, right? And you know what? Tell them don't waste time reading the entire passage. Look for the keywords. Omit those articles, right? Don't sit and read every word. That is called actually skimming. Scanning, sometimes you need to check for the numbers, years, and all that. So zigzag. Whenever they get time, they need to. And something irrelevant, they need to go to the next one. Very important, that reading efficiency. Yes, Nutan.
Use most of the time filter method works.
Yeah.
Now, if there are 4 options, then most of the time 3 options are available in the paragraph, but the 4th one is never mentioned anywhere. So students get confused that about this 4th point, nothing is told in the paragraph. So what should they do? It's not there. What should they do? So we need to use elimination method.
Very nice. In MCQs, elimination method is very important. Guys, thank you very much. Yes, eliminate it. Just like your competitive exam, CET, whatever it is, and then you choose the right answer. Perfect. Very good. And they have to manage time. They need to see the time limit.
Yes.
That is very important.
One
Yes.
more tip I would like to add over here is, I always told my students that there will be 1 or 2 trick questions. So when it comes down to time management, they should not be wasting time on obvious answers. They should simply hit the ground and write it off. But for the trick questions, just give your maximum effort. Like Nutan just said, correct? Eliminate and then come down to the right answer, right? So for that, you need time. And when you are facing a time crunch, because all IELTS and TOEFL exams are, time-bound exams. So this is one thing. So they always found that they could not complete the questions within the time frame that was given to them. So I told them the easy questions, attempt it first, attempt it fast, finish it. Then come down to the trick questions. Out of 10 questions, there are at least going to be 3 trick questions. And then try and utilize your maximum time or your maximum analytical abilities for those questions to get them right. So this is also one thing I had tried with the students, and it really helped.
Great. Yes. So please share all your success stories. That's great. So moving after the reading comprehension comes to verbal analogies. Very important and very interesting. I've seen people have enjoyed this. What's an analogy? Verbal analogy. You're comparing comparisons. Yeah. The relationship between 2 words. Example, synonym analogies. I give happy and joyful. So what is for sad? There'll be 4 options. Remove the negative, eliminate the one, and miserable. This is for synonym. Antonym, hot or cold, high, low. This is a simple one I've taken. There could be difficult and average. Part to whole. Leaf is for a tree. Page is for a book. Right? Part to whole. Cause and effect. Fire is to burn. You know what? They need to understand why we are doing this, because they need to think logically. When I hire them and I put them into work, they need to understand. Fire is to burn. Sun is to shine. So always there'll be MCQs. Most of the times, 99.9% MCQs will be there. They just need to choose it. Function analogies. Pen is to write. Knife is to cut. Category, like dog is for an animal, car is for a vehicle. And so it might be a little confusing sometimes. So they need to understand how is it correlated. Yeah, this is called analogy. Degree analogy, warm is to hot, cool is to cold. Sequential, morning, afternoon, and afternoon comes after morning. So summer comes after spring. Opposite function, open is to close, rise is to set. Tool, and use an analogy. Hammer is for carpenter, brush is like for painter. Yeah. So, and next one, object material analogy. Gold is for a ring, wood is for a chair. So this is few examples I've taken, verbal analogies. Please check it out and you will get questions. As I mentioned, if you're going through a vendor, some vendors give the content. If they don't give, you need to check. Am I doing for first semester, second year, third year, fourth year? Am I doing for masters? You need to check their level. You need to see for what are you preparing them for. Are you preparing them for corporate? You're preparing them for some bank exams? Because even they have police exams, even they have verbal ability. So you need to know that, very important. Okay, next one, coming to parajumbles. Anybody has an idea what is parajumbles? What do you think parajumbles are? In the name itself, it's clearly mentioned. What do you think parajumbles are?
So there would be some jumble words in the paragraph.
Okay, jumble words, no. There will be sentences which will be jumbled. You need to set it in a right paragraph. Very simple, right? So first thing is that, yes, guys, and sometimes some companies, vendors come and just give you this topic. You need to understand what are you supposed to do, right? So now look at this. So this is actually a paragraph, but the sentences are jumbled here, right? You need to go and check which is the one. So here the correct order, when I go and check, you need to connect it. How will I connect? You should see the introduction, conjunction, the conclusion, right? That's again randomly arranged sentences, as Preeti says, right? So here the order is people stood in long.
Screen is not visible. It's the another screen, I believe.
Is it
Can you check?
not visible? Okay.
It was the another slide.
Oh.
No, it was
Now
for
it's fine.
Yes.
Now it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
So the sentences will be jumbled. You need to see what is the starting sentence, what is the connecting sentence. You need to understand the logic. Sometimes conjunctions in between and the end sentence. So here are few examples, okay, about it. That is parajumbles. Next one, coming to vocabulary, guys. Vocabulary, as already mentioned, there will be a vocabulary. You need to check what is the meaning of it. For that, definitely we need to have a habit of checking the dictionary. And we just learn a new word and we forget. So reading habit, watching series and movies, watching with subtitles will make you remember that. Okay, next one, coming to sentence. You can see, guys, sentence completion, sentence ordering, sentence correction, sentence improvement, sentence formation. They give you all this, but believe me, most of them are all same. It's just interconnected. Coming to sentence completion. Okay, let's see the example. You can see a sentence here. There is a fill in the blanks. You need to check according to the sentence what is the correct word here. That is called sentence completion. Company's new product was met with a wave of dash feedback, which is surprising given its previous success in the market. So here you need to understand, is it a positive word, negative word? What word suits here? That is sentence completion. You just need to put a right word. You just need to eliminate. You need to understand the sentence structure, and you need to just put that there. Okay, fine. Next one, coming to the sentence ordering. In parajumbles, we saw jumbled sentences. We made a paragraph. Here, the words will be jumbled and you need to make it like a paragraph here. Yeah. Okay, I'm on the right page. Sentence ordering. Okay. Okay, guys, sentence ordering, sometimes it could be like, yes, the sentences are jumbled. It's just like parajumbles. You need to order the sentence to get it to the right paragraph, the right sequence. Got it? Any doubts till now, anyone?
No.
Or any inputs, any thoughts, ideas, please, share it. I can see that, Preeti is sharing like a lot of tips there. Great. Now coming to sentence correction. As I mentioned in the first page, your basic grammar has to be correct. Because look at this sentence. Which is the incorrect sentence? Okay. Oh, you need to select which is correct here.
She enjoys. Same subject verb agreement.
Exactly. She enjoys. Because, first one, S is missing. Second one, she enjoys play. No, she is enjoying. Helping verb, is, am, are, right? So in sentence correction, the sentence will be grammatically incorrect, guys. You need to check what is the sentence there. Okay. Sometimes they'll ask you to choose the correct sentence. Sometimes they'll ask you to choose the wrong answer, whatever it is. Here, why? Okay, which is the right sentence here? The team are, people might ask you, collective nouns. Can somebody give an example for collective noun?
This team, family, keychain.
A bunch of trees,
sugar,
a
sand,
bunch of
Exactly.
water,
Bunch of fish.
Group
a
of
Galaxy
pride
of
of lions,
stars.
a herd of sheep.
Exactly. That's right. And the most common mistake you would have seen people telling children's, people's,
Yes, women's.
men's, women's. Please correct them. Correct them on their face itself very nicely, very politely, because they cannot go to a job and do these mistakes, right? Yes. So these basic grammar is very important. Now coming to same thing, sentence correction, sentence improvement. What happens in sentence improvement? Same thing here. There is a mistake there. You need to identify the correct sentence. That's it. The basic grammar thing. Yeah. You need to teach them the rules and all that, guys. Now coming to sentence formation. These are all different names given. That's all. Okay. Here again, the sentence will be correct grammatically. You need to find the right sentence. Now coming to conditional sentences. Anybody remembers this zero condition, first condition, second and third condition? The truth. Somebody initially mentioned sun rises in east, right? Yes. So Preeti remembers that. If you heat water, it boils. It's a zero condition,
That
guys.
was
It's a
me.
fact. Oh, that's nice. Okay. First condition. If it rains tomorrow, we will stay. Right? There's a table here actually. You can find those tables there. Hypothetical. If I were rich, I would travel the world. If I had studied, I would have. When had is there, would have will come. If I had saved more money, I would be rich now. So these conditional sentences, you need to take time. You need to understand. You need to explain them because there will be questions here. Especially with this sentence formation. It's again the basic grammar here. Okay. And coming to the next one, closet test. Okay, just a minute. Okay. Conditional clause is done. Okay, I'll come back to critical reasoning and clause test. Anybody heard about this clause test? Why it is called clause test and all that? Anyone? We usually call it as a closet test or a close test. We say we have a closet, right? We have all dresses there and all that. So can you see? We have a simple paragraph here. Guys, if you see, everything is interconnected. It's all about grammar and vocabulary. That's it. There will be a small paragraph. There is a word missing. You need to put the right word there. So here, in this paragraph, the most appropriate is like savory, the different taste. Second one is exquisite, right? So what is a closet test? There will be a small paragraph. You need to put in the right word into that. Very simple. Okay. Next one, critical reasoning. Aptitude trainers do logical reasoning, maths and all that. But what is this critical reasoning? There will be a small passage here. You can see this passage. Then they ask you the question, what is the author's main point? You need to read the passage or it's just like reading comprehension, but here little logical, right? So you need to know the questions and you need to read the questions and you need to try to answer it here. Okay. And error detection. Coming to the last part, error detection, spotting errors. Same thing again. You need to have a proper grammar knowledge. You need to focus on the sentence structure, practice with example. And again, the same questions like almost. And I've seen a lot of people saying that, ma'am, she have. You has some people who are, somewhere you can see some students or some people. So error detection, you need to understand what is the error in the sentence and you need to choose the right answer. Yeah. So believe me, this is all about verbal ability. I've seen a lot of trainers calling me, messaging me, ma'am, this company called me. They want me to do verbal ability for them. What should I do? Guys, believe me, whatever topics I've covered till now, I don't think so there's anything else apart from this. Any verbal trainers here, you can feel free to, give your ideas. Only these questions will be there. Believe me, these are the only topics. I work with various vendors. I've got those books, content, materials, and I've researched on the internet also. These are the topics. So if you know this topic, next time you get a verbal, requirement, you will be able to do it. Any other verbal trainer here who has done something really different, or maybe, okay, very nice. Thank you very much, Kalpana. She says that got a clarity on verbal training. But believe me, you need to enjoy to do this. I know few trainers who don't like soft skills. They love to do verbal, but most of them are like, oh my God, verbal. And most of them are not ready to do verbal. They say, no, I'm really not. Okay, like I'm on the bus or I'm in the bus.
I'm in the bus.
Anybody else? In the bus. Preeti also says in the bus. That's
I'm in the bus. I'm on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the bus and on the way.
I'm in the flight.
In the bus, it should be inside the bus.
Okay, Preeti's first said in the bus, now she says on the bus.
That was a typo. It's on the bus.
Exactly. Guys, there are a lot of things,
On the bus.
Why
So
it's
when
like,
actually the logic behind this is that when we don't say logic, but this is how it is believed that if there's something moving, like if you're moving inside, if you have space inside some means of transport, then we use on. But if you're seated, there's no movement involved, only the transport or the automobile is moving, then you say in. So you're in a taxi, but you're on the bus.
yeah. Because guys, in the bus, in a flight, you have a space to walk around. In a car, you can't get up and walk around, right? So I'm in the car. And Abhijit says, spot on, ma'am. That's right. Exactly. Thank you, Renu. I'm in the car. In the car, I cannot walk. I'm on the bus. I'm not literally sitting on the bus. I'm not on the train, but I can walk around, right, in the train. So it's on the train. There's a lot of debate on this. Okay. So for you, you need to go check those social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, grammar exceptions. You get a lot of knowledge. All this we never learned in school, colleges, right? I learned it after I became a trainer. I keep talking to a lot of experts. So students will laugh. Students will ask you, why, ma'am, on the bus? What is this? You need to explain them, because if you don't know, you won't. If you're not confident, you won't be able to explain them. So anybody else, just like I'm on the bus, some crazy English topics or crazy sentences anybody wants to tell? Something that you remember?
At the reception, I am reception table, something like that. I heard this sentence as well.
Which one? What is it?
I'm at office reception.
Yeah.
On.
First one is I'm at the office reception. Other one is?
This is only that trick I'm going to give here. Means they trap us. They trap us in the question and they say that which one is the correct. I am at reception, or maybe the pen is kept at reception table, or the pen is kept on reception table.
Okay. Is it on the reception table?
Yes.
It is on you.
Yes, there is.
So when you are referring to surface, I'm so sorry, Shweta. So sorry. I'll stop.
No, please go ahead.
So I was trying to answer Nutan's question. When you refer to a surface, you use the preposition on. And coming to the word, I think you are confused between should we say at the reception or in the reception area. So when you use the word area, then you can use in the reception area. In is typically used for enclosures, Nutan. If you're referring to any place where there is enclosure, a fence, a wall, or anything like a cabin, cubicle, you can use the word in. But when you're referring to a fixed place or position, but not enclosure, then you can use the word at for place, like at reception, at the reception, at what do you call that? Some name of the hotel, like at Taj Mahal Hotel, at Blue Sea Hotel. So you refer to these places where you're not talking about being inside, but you're standing anywhere near or around, you would say at. But if you go inside, seated on a table or somewhere, then you would say, I'm inside the hotel. In means inside, at means it can be anywhere in and around.
Perfect. You know,
Thanks,
sometimes
Shweta,
we say, I'm in the home, I'm at the home. What's the difference? I'm in the home, I'm at the home. People ask, I'm in the school, I'm at the school. I'm in the street, no, what is that? I'm at the street, like whatever. So at is a specific point. You're somewhere exactly in one particular place. I'm in the home, I'm somewhere in the home. I'm at home, like I'm somewhere in one particular place. Need to go ahead and
It's like
click on.
destination.
But
Destination.
Shweta, we don't say in the home. We don't use the word the with home.
Oh, I mean,
At home, yes.
I'm in home, is it?
Yeah.
No, you just say at
I'm
home.
at home.
At home.
We never say I'm
We
in
don't say
home.
the. No, at home. That's it.
Yes,
But
I'm at home.
when you want to use in, then you would use the word house. I'm in my house.
Okay, interesting. Okay. And Aishwarya mentioned preposition of time in the morning, in the afternoon, but at night, is it? Is it like that?
Yes. For noon, midnight, and night, we use at. But if you're referring to evening, let's say 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, we say in the evening. In the evening. But when you say anything, when you refer to night, like it's night now, it's 8:30, 9 o'clock, it's at night. Again, there's a logic, again, there's a reasoning behind this, but that will be a very long talk about that. But I just would like to say for morning, afternoon, evening, we say in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, but only for night, we use at. And for 12 o'clock dot 12 p.m., I'm talking about afternoon, 12 p.m., that's the only time we say at noon. And 12 a.m., we say at midnight. That's all. At.
Interesting. Yes. So there are a lot of, grammar exceptions like this we need to know. And sometimes, a couple of college principals told me, please tell them how to write the principal spelling.
Yeah.
Some students write Principle, right? So these type of words, you give them these tips, and neither nor, either or, people get confused. And when you read the subject verb agreement rules, right, you get to know like which verb, which word, it has to follow. People are also
so there's one more thing, Shweta, there's one more thing. There's this one topic called words which are often confused. So words mentioned, either, neither, and all that. Apart from that, this beside and besides, stationary and stationary. I usually have a trick up there. I would just tell them that the stationary, especially, and even the word beside preposition, they are often people get confused with that and they wrongly use. So for stationary, guys, everybody here, they can use this tip. For stationery, pen, pencil, there's an E in that. P-E-N, pen, P-E-N-C-I-L. So the word stationery with the spelling N-E-R-Y has to be used. Remembering that it also has pen and pencil, P-E-N. And the other stationery has N-A-R-Y, which means stable, fixed, not moving. So that way we can avoid the confusion.
That's interesting. That's very nice. Great. So beside, there's a tree beside me. Besides being a doctor, he's also a singer, right? So these are all the tips. But mainly as a verbal trainer, whatever topics I taught you, the question papers, when they go for that campus interview test, they have to clear it. They need to have that lot of practice. That's very, very important. Yeah. So for that, you need to be well thorough. Yeah. Any questions?
Yes.
Or any
How
other
many
inputs?
hours is this verbal training generally conducted at various colleges or corporates? What are the chances? How do we look out for these kind of job opportunities?
Good question, Kalpana.
Because I mean, teaching language has always fascinated me, especially English. Yes. And thanks, I learned a lot from you, from Preeti, from Nutan, and I would really like to take this forward. And how do I go about it?
Where do you stay? Where you put up Kalpana? Where are you from?
I'm in Gurugram, rather. I'm in Haryana, and I was a part of the college as a visiting professor, but for soft skills, interview skills, campus to corporate. I did develop 2 subjects as technical communication because the engineering students needed the way to market any experimental projects so that big companies could sponsor them. So I have dealt with, giving them the marketing terms and terminologies, negotiation skills in English, your telephone etiquettes and all those things, but nothing specifically as a corporate English. Forget the grammar. I like the way you spoke about the idioms and phrases, and those kind of English is actually lost on today's youth. So if I could really get into this, I would really. I was an IELTS and TOEFL trainer, but slowly I moved on to business English and other things. But if I would really love to go back to roots.
Very nice. So since I'm from Bangalore, there are a lot of opportunities in Bangalore and Karnataka. I have friends, students all over Pan India, but believe me, I do not have much connections what happening around India, actually, everywhere.
It's
Bangalore,
an online
Karnataka,
one. You did say that there are online sessions too, right?
online sessions too, Kalpana, but a very less payment. If you're
Oh.
really okay with that, I would personally
Yeah, I
discuss.
will be fine.
And believe me, I'm doing it because I love to do it. And I love
Exactly. That's what I wanted to tell you. Not everything is about payment. If you can really reach out to the youth so that you can be a part of their successful future as trainers or as someone we are all on a knowledge sharing platform, right? It is more important that we concentrate, at least in some of the cases, just giving or sharing knowledge.
Very true, Kalpana. I
I'm
appreciate
absolutely
that half
all
an
right.
hour, 1
Yeah.
hour you spend, we learn a lot of things, and you're making a
Absolutely.
difference in somebody's life. As you mentioned, everything is not money also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we have learned a lot. Definitely people who are really interested, okay, I'm okay to take an online sessions, like it's okay with the pay. Please, you all have my phone number there in the WhatsApp
We
group.
don't have your phone number. I was just trying to find it from the I am also, but I couldn't. Could you just share it over, in the chat too, please?
Okay, sure. I'm just sending it in the chat box, and I'm sure some of my friends would be like upset with me because some people just call me. Guys, daytime I work full time for colleges, corporate. Evening I do online sessions. So most of the times I'm busy. Text me. I'll be always happy to call you back. Yeah. So my contact number is mentioned in the chat box. People who are really interested, definitely I will forward your profiles to the companies which are actually looking for genuine ones. Whatever I refer, it's always genuine. I do not want to refer any kind of companies who do not pay and all that. I would not do that. Yeah. And okay, anybody else who wants to, any verbal trainer here?
I have a question.
I think Sushma has raised hand. She has a question.
Sushma.
Yeah, I don't have a question. Just I want to just say some my opinion about the session. Yeah,
Okay.
Shweta, it was a wonderful thing. Like you just gave a insightful about the deep into grammar, and even most of the things, even I just follow what you and all said in my session also. And this was more add-on for that. So thank you so much for such a wonderful, very sensitive of English grammar taking for all of us. So thank you so
Sushma,
much.
thank you very much for your kind words. I want to mention about Sushma. She's so energetic, and anything that I post, immediately she follows up. And I think we'll be meeting tomorrow, Sushma, in the same college. So welcome.
Yeah, Shweta, I'm eager to see you. So let's meet and rock.
Definitely, Sushma. Good luck to you. Do well. And the company that I have referred to you, I'm sure if you do well, you will be so busy and you'll be rocking all the time. Yeah, good luck to you.
Definitely, Shweta. I'm looking forward for that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, Preeti, Vishal, and I really want to thank people who are really talking and sharing a lot of knowledge. Yeah, Nutan, Kalpana, Preeti, a lot of other people. Thank you, Anila. Thank you, Vishal. Okay, John. Yeah, suggest some resources, links. Definitely, I'll go ahead and put in the group. And okay, anybody else? Any verbal trainer here? You have done something really different. You found some challenges that you want to mention. Anyone? None of you? Okay. So anybody from
you, it was verbal ability, We have done sessions, just creating sessions, right? Customizing our own thoughts as per the pain points of the industry.
Great, Anila. Thank you.
So, well, Shweta, I would like to add here.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought Anila finished.
No, it's okay. Thanks. No problem.
Yeah, Anila, go on, please. I thought you
So
finished.
that's it. We have done, but today we got a structure by Shweta. Done very well. There's a structure which has been formed. So thank you.
Yes.
Once again. Yeah.
Thanks for your energetic session, Shweta. Very lively and very energetic session. And I have been into training for the past 32 years. And verbal is what I've done a lot of times. But in the recent past, I have been focusing more on business communication skills, soft skills, and for corporates. I once upon a time did for colleges.
Oh,
okay. But it's my passion because I have graduated, and I've done my master's also in English language, English literature. I've done MPhil as well. But I call myself still a beginner. That's why I make it a point to attend as many sessions as I can and learn also from others.
Wow.
So this is something that I feel I can take away from others. Keep aside my years of experience. Everything is all other things. It's just my passion
Wow.
to keep skilling myself, learning from other people as well, as long as I can do that.
Yeah.
So thank you, Shweta.
Wonderful, Preeti. I love your mehendi, and I wish I could give a standing ovation to her. Look at that, the number of years that she has experienced, still she wants to learn. I'm sorry, but I've seen few people, I know everything attitude. No, always learn from children, learn from students, lifetime learners, as Abhijit mentions. Yeah. So as Preeti mentioned, she has done a lot of things. Still she's learning. I mean, we all can learn from each other. Somewhere,
Yes.
we do some grammatical errors, people correct us, and so we need to keep on learning. So thank you, Shilpa. Thank you, Shubhra. Thank you. So anybody else? Yes.
I have one question actually that I want to know. Is there any certification into verbal ability that we can take to enhance our career, our profile?
I've never heard of about it at all till now, Nutan. I've seen trainers. Oh my God, verbal, how to do? I can't do. Believe me, when I started this off, I just got the topics. I did a research. I sat myself. I worked on it, and I was confident I did it. I don't think so. Anybody would give us certification. Anybody knows anything? Please let us know. I don't think so. They would really hire someone who has that common sense and expertise.
Yes.
Actually,
Yes.
very
So
simple.
how can we improve it, and how can we tell to the employer that we are good into that?
Have you done any? See, Abhijit says nothing like that exists in the market. I've never heard. Nutan, have you done any trainings till now? Tell me, have you done any trainings?
Yes, I worked as an assistant professor in one of the colleges as well last year.
That's more than enough for you to market yourself. You worked as an assistant professor in college. Done. You know things. Just when you get a work, or when you need to do that networking. That's very, very important. So I know army soldiers. I know people who are actually trying to clear those English verbal ability tests. You need to probably do a lot of networking with colleges, or maybe competitive exams, people trying to get into banking and police exams, railway exams.
Like there is that exam, IELTS exam, that shows our English, eligibility criterias, and if we clear it with good prepared score, then we show them that okay, we have done this.
Steffi?
I've never seen anyone asking for a verbal ability certification. No. What work I'm doing, my students give me a feedback. So when usually how we work in Karnataka, Bangalore, all depends on the students' feedback, and the vendors take up the feedback, and most of them, it's not always the feedback, but we can easily make out, right, the confidence, the training a trainer does. Very simple. I don't think so you need any kind of certification. It's all about your knowledge, how you share your knowledge, how you impart your knowledge. And also Abhijit says your network is your worth. Believe me, wherever I go, I network with people, no? So that's very important.
Okay.
Shilpa here.
I just want to, catch your attention, everyone. We are running out of time.
Yeah.
Okay. It was really a wonderful session, Shweta. Had a lot of insights, jam-packed, value-packed, and abundantly planned session. I really loved that. And thank you, everyone, for participating with so much of engagement and, giving her that energy of interaction, and love the spirit, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you once again for IAM Tuesday Learning teams. And we'll definitely come back with another session next week. Shweta, very, very warming thank you to you. Thank you. Good night. Good night, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Shweta. Thank you, Shweta, for joining and taking this.
Yeah.
Aparna, before closing, I just want to know, I want to have Kalpana Kishore's number. I don't know if she is there in Delhi chapter or not. Kalpana Kishore.
Kalpana, could you please put your number on the chat box so we'll connect with you and
Yes. Just a second.
How
Hi.
did you come to know about the session, Kalpana?
This was on IAAM group. I'm a member of it. And I
Okay.
really wanted to know this verbal, because I was thinking it was either public speaking or presentation skills. So even when Shweta had put that particular requirement, I wanted to connect with her at that time, but I really wasn't sure what exactly was this particular training that she was talking about. Somehow it
Cool.
slipped my mind to get in touch with her. So when I saw an upcoming training, I felt I should be a part of it just to know what it is.
Please
Yes.
share
But
your
I'm
number.
just
We'd
sharing my
like to stay in
number.
touch with
Just
you.
a second, guys.
I'm extremely happy, and this will be live on YouTube. And please share the recording to trainers who really want to know what is verbal training, what to do. Because I get a lot of queries from people. What is this verbal? So it's very pretty simple if you enjoy it, if you
Yes.
know, if you like to learn. Very important.
Yes.
Yeah.
You won't believe, at a point I even thought whether you were talking about the pitch, the voice, because whenever you go to
Yeah.
soft skills, the very first thought that comes to your mind is,
Like verbal.
whenever you teach them presentation skills or public speaking skills, they know the data very well. But either they go too fast with the information, or they're too slow, or they're too lethargic. So I
Yeah.
wondered if that is what you were talking about when you said verbal. I know the pitch, the sound, and everything, but then something told me this is totally a different
Yes.
aspect of a training that you're talking about.
Exactly.
So
When I say
that
verbal,
is why
people
I
say
never responded.
yes.
But yes, I would really love to be a part. Let me know. I might take your help, because
Yes.
this is totally different, and I might take your initial hand holding so that I can also develop. But if I can touch the youth, I'm really up to it. I'm up for it. Okay.
Rightly said. People think verbal, okay, it's all about communication. No, verbal ability is like the question papers, guys. Your
Yes.
homework would be go back, go check verbal ability question papers for big corporates. You will, whatever I taught you today, you will find these questions and question papers.
Yes.
Very relatable it is. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I will
Thank you,
be
everyone.
taking
Thank you,
leave.
everyone, so much.
Thank you
Let's
so much.
respect the time of the trainer, and we'll definitely get back in touch. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
I
Aparna. Thank
wanted
you,
to
Shweta.
say
Thank you,
something,
Nutan.
if I can.
Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you.
Shweta,
Thank
I
you.
wanted to say something. I'm sorry we are running out of time, but can I?
Shilpa, yes.
You can drop your
Yes.
question on the chat. We'll get back to you. We'll get back to you.
All right.
We'll stop
Fine.
the recording and we'll continue. Like you can just talk for another 2 minutes or so.
All right.
We request Rajendran,
Go ahead with
please,
Shweta.
you can stop the recording.
Yeah.